Welcome to Beyond Turning Points. We have a very special guest for you today and somebody that's very dear to my heart. And her name is Trilla. I'm going to read you her bio. Trilla is a world-class looping multi-instrumental artist. She's a genre-bending queer androgynous Aquarius of the Aquarian age. Her cinematic soundscapes, haunting melodies, and revolutionary vocals gift you with a deeply felt experience. She shares a transmission of heartfelt presence and full-blown power, where her voice truly touches the unseen parts of us and can heal on a cellular level. As a born musician, she brings her lifetime of experience from working in sacred ceremonial space all the way to the mainstream festivals, layered with her personal journey of traversing the depths of emotion and raw humanness. Trilla discovered the potency of her voice being laced with ancient wisdom, and as shamans said, they witnessed her voice go to the energy field of the participants, which altered and healed their DNA. She's a lyricist for the new age of embodiment, self-discovery, and empowerment. Imagine the voice of Stevie Nicks, the atmospherical, ethereal vibes of Florence and the Machine, the rock star badass power of Miley Cyrus, and the looping soundscapes of Tash Sultana. This is Trilla. Welcome.
Thank you. I've never had anybody read that before. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Just the feeling you believe in me though, like just hearing that come from you, I'm like, "Whoa, you're touching me."
Yeah. And as I read that, it's all truth to me, all truth. Been very blessed to spend time with you and see what you do for people and also experience who you are. So it's really wonderful to share you here on the podcast. So, Stevie Nicks, I was listening to you the other day and I thought, really does have an element of Stevie Nicks to your voice at times, right?
Yeah, I think it's the
Mm.
vibrato. People always said that, and I never understood it until I had to play Stevie Nicks in the when I filled in the Dreams tribute show for a few of their tours, and then I had to learn all the songs, and I was like, "Oh," and then people were crying, and they're like, "Oh my god, you sound like Stevie Nicks." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for you listening, it's the Dreams tribute show is a Fleetwood Mac cover band, right? Or cover
Yes.
group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've kind of gone, it's different lineup now. There's everything
Mhm.
shifts and changes as it does, but yeah,
Mm.
tribute show to Fleetwood Mac. It was fun. It was fun doing
Yeah.
that, those few tours and really understanding the level of Stevie, and then I guess kinda channeling her in a way because I had to then, be the front woman of that band and tell her stories, and the yeah, some of the ways were really, really profound to me about basically about following your dreams, and she's a pretty wise woman, so she actually got my mum's birthday too. They're the same age, same birthday.
Mm. Well, there's definitely a connection there. I remember hearing you sing a Fleetwood Mac song and just be like, wow, wow, you truly are channeling Stevie Nicks. It was extraordinary.
Thanks.
Mm. So, other things to celebrate. You have Woodford coming up in a few months.
Yep. I'm really, really, really excited about Woodford. I think I first volunteered there would have been in, like, 2014, and I just turned up. I literally just turned up at the gate and was like, "Hey, I really wanna volunteer. Can I" and they're like, "Someone just, like, pulled out." And I'm like, "Great." And they're like, "Would you wanna sell drink tickets?" I'm like, "Sure." First person I meet there was, like, Katie Noonan, like, or sold her drink tickets or something. I was like, "This place is magical. What is this?" And, yeah, just always loved it. I loved the feeling of the synchronicities that are amplified there and how it is just this micro universe inside. It's beautiful. So, yeah, I'm stoked to be a part of it and followed the thread of, yeah, this whisper that I had to go and play at this place, and I just knew that that was gonna get me into Woodford. So, yeah, the programmer saw me play and just she was yeah, she was quite taken. She said how phenomenal it was and that it gave me hope. I still didn't know if I was gonna be, can't count your chickens, but, yeah, really stoked to be a part of it. It's gonna be amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, you'll fit right in and people will just love you, and gosh, it's such a beautiful festival, and like you
Really
said,
is.
it's a world unto its own in there.
Mm.
Just,
Yeah.
and I think the last time I was there was 2014. Actually, same as you, but there you go, more
That's the
synchronicities.
first one I went to. I went to a bunch
Yeah.
after that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and, I was no, actually, it must have been 2012. It was with the Lamplights. Well, it was as a representative of the Lamplights, and I'd been there the week leading up practicing with the ethno orchestra. And so Southern Cross University had this program which really stimulated the arts on the Gold Coast, where they connected the arts with tourism. And we're like, okay, let's do an experiment where we connect all the venues on the Gold Coast with artists, put money into it, and encourage festivals. And so Groundwater Festival came out of that. Broad Beach
Oh,
Blues Festival came out of that. And there was just all these festivals happening on the Gold Coast. And so they kept booking the band I was in, the Lamplights. They kept booking us for those festivals. And then they wanted me to go to Woodford as well. And it was just great, such a great experience. But it was super hot. I remember the week leading up to it was about 40 degrees, 42 degrees. And that was before they had the lagoon. So now is it, what's the lagoon called?
cooler? Yeah, it's like a savior. It honestly, it is. It's so hot every year. Then the
Yeah.
rain comes and you're like, "Ah." It's
Mm.
gotta find that balance, sun and
Yeah.
rain. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's generally either really hot or really muddy or both.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I played there with the like, I did music for yoga there twice, and I also won, like, the Pineapple Lounge open mic right before COVID hit, and they told me I was gonna get a residency and I was gonna play the Pineapple Lounge the next year, and then COVID hit. And so
Mm.
it was like, didn't get in, and then I think the lady who wrote down my name ended up having to leave. So yeah, it was all just like lost, and I had to wait for this next wave. So yeah, it's a big moment. So it was really, really special. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how time works like that. That sometimes, well, the dream comes true, but not in the time frame we expect.
Yeah. Not in the way exactly. It's always like you gotta let go and just let it look however it's going to look, not how you think it should.
Mm. Yeah, that's a moment by moment lesson
Yeah.
every day. Still learning that lesson every day.
Yeah. I think
Mm.
it was you actually. I was like, one of my goals one year was I'm going to play the main stage at a festival like many years ago. And then, yeah, you invited me to Wintermoon and got me on the main. I was like, oh, look at,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, I am going to play the main stage as myself at a
Yes.
festival. You know, you've got to like be really specific.
Yep. Yep. And steps of it, of awareness, and going, oh, that's what I thought I wanted, but actually, can I ask for more?
Yeah. And how high too. Like that's actually what I felt shifted for me when I put my Woodford application in this year. I wasn't just like, oh, maybe I'll get in to play one of the small bars. I actually felt like I'm going to play the Ampy Grand. Like that was the energetic that I held because I know how great that will be when that happens. And it just, the energetic was just like, put me on the biggest stage. So even though I'm not on the biggest stage yet, that's like, yeah, you've got
Yeah.
to hold
Well,
that frequency. Otherwise,
mm.
yeah, what's the point?
And the epic grand's amazing. Is that one of the stages you're playing on?
No, I'm saying I will be one
You will.
day. I haven't like I'm playing like Bob's Bar and Cirque Bar
Mhm.
and stuff. Like, yeah, great
Mhm.
little bars.
Yeah.
The big massive stage. I'm like, yep, that's where I'm gonna do that one day for sure.
Yeah. Mm. I see you doing that all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Just recently when I was called to go to Glastonbury. Well, actually I wasn't called. I was, but I didn't know. I was an accident. A happy accident. I found myself in Glastonbury and I wasn't meant to be there, but I clearly was meant to be there. And it was the most synchronistic day of my life. And I met the guy who's going to help me get into, or he knows how to get me into Glastonbury Festival in the next festival that's there, which is like in another year or two, year and a half.
Mhm.
And he just introduced me to all the people and took me around. And I had a show. Like I got a show within 10 minutes of being in Glastonbury. and went and, like, walked around the town and found people to come to my show and just yeah, and someone ran into me on the street and was like, "I know you. Do you played in my ayahuasca ceremony in Australia. Can you please play your song Wild? I listen to it every day." I'm like, "What?"
Wow. Hmm.
Yeah, anyway, many,
Yeah.
many synchronicities that happened there, but
Mm,
I
mm.
am called to go all over the world and share heart, music, magic, just presence, and just, yeah, the deeply dropped in felt remembrance that we get through music and sound, how much we can transform a whole room or stadium or place just by fully dropping in to sound in that way. It's profound. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it's a real gift that you have, extraordinary gift, and I just see people loving you all over the world, and it's I found a photo of us 2015. It is,
You sent it
uh,
to me, didn't you? And I was like,
yeah,
"Whoa."
yep, yes, and so see the evolution of you, and you're extraordinary in 2015, and but just to see that evolution of you and how you keep showing up, and if you're listening and you can have a look at Trilla's Instagram, it's you might not know this yourself, Trilla, but it's of such a high standard. Yeah, it's like you just keep showing up, and the content on there is really engaging and creative, and has the essence of you and fun, and you don't hold back. You share lots of different aspects of yourself and your work. So, a question for you, seeing as we are on the Beyond Turning Points podcast, was there a turning point along the way where there was a shift in you?
Yeah. Um, very big. I guess it was kinda slow and then all at once too, because it felt like there was years of me becoming more aware of how I needed to be inside of myself, how I needed to take care of myself, and it took from that first moment, I felt like it was probably 2015 that there was this awareness kind of coming in, and then I think it was 2016 that I actually did my first ayahuasca ceremony, and that it just was this, like, catalyst of change and growth, and I remember maybe it was the year after that, I was in a ceremony and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." Like, I was really connected to my body and felt all of the ways that we don't honor it. And yeah, over time, I kept getting these waves of awareness. And then it was when I finally got COVID. It's like the start of 2022. And I was like, I'm never going to put stuff in my lungs again. I used to smoke cigarettes and I would smoke weed sometimes. And I would have dependency for what I didn't realize was trying to help with anxiety. So it was it's a big turning point actually was being like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm cutting this out. And that was like phase one, no more smoking. And holy, like that just the everything that came up, around everything that I was avoiding, which I didn't know I was avoiding, but just all of the trauma and of being human, like the depths that I've gone into that, facing things from as crazy as even just feeling like I remember the cord being cut as a baby, like actually just like this detached feeling just through like really being sober to life and really facing things head on and feeling how like emotionally or how much emotions just ruled my life and how much they could just take me down. So it felt like a pretty big clear turning point that I needed to get clearer, cleaner, healthier. I needed to become the vessel that could be the cleanest vessel for all of the magic to come through. And it's still there. It's still my kryptonite, my thing, like the reaching for sugar or something that wants to when I want to hide or when I want to calm my nervous system. It's a very, very old wound. So yeah, facing that head on was probably the biggest turning point for me to get to better health. You know, the first time it happened, I think I lost 30 kilos in over this period of time when I first became aware and I started to just cut out things like cut out soft drink and just stuff that right now if I ever had what I used to, it's like, whoa, what was I putting in my body? How crazy. Like, whew, all the inflammation, you know. Now when I have like the tiniest bit of sugar, I can just feel I'm oh, there's the inflammation. Like I can just so aware of the feeling. Um, so yeah, big point there. Just facing my things, really going through writing music, like actually figuring out that it wasn't normal to be stuck in bed and to be able to live a life where I would go out and play music and have this amazing life that it seemed, but to just be the dark side of that was to be stuck inside, stuck in bed, stuck in hiding, in not feeling worthy, and all of those really deep, dark like places. I just feel that now, the pain that I didn't know that I was in, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard when you're in that pain because my experience is that it becomes so normal that you don't know it's not normal, right? Like the health issues or the emotional suffering that's happening because you're in it for so long. So, oh, this is just how life is. And for me, there was this trying to get out of it, but it didn't matter. Well, the perception was it didn't matter what I did. I was stuck. I was stuck. I was stuck. It was like this wall I just kept hitting over and over and over again. Um, but for me, there was this little voice in my head that just kept saying, keep going, go natural, go natural. Did you have any guidance like that? And feel free to talk about the plants and how they guided you or anything else that might be present for you.
Yeah, I think when you say the plants, it's like that was I don't do plant medicine anymore. Like I felt like it was a time, and I also see how many people rely on it, and I really felt like those years that I was doing it, they served their purpose, and the message I actually got was be here now, be like in your body fully. And yeah, there was this one journey that I had, I think it was in 2017, that I spoke to Mama Ayahuasca, right? I felt the nausea come up. I was like, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom," but I didn't feel like I could even stand. And I swear there was this I can't even remember what the figure looked like, but someone put their hand out and I like put my hand and then I was walking and there wasn't a person in the room. It's just something like pulled me there to face it head on because I used to be terrified of throwing up. Like that was probably the greatest fear in my life. I don't know what that is, but the whole vomit phobia thing was just like insane. So yeah, when I faced that and I threw up and then I hear this voice because I just went, oh, I don't want to do this. And then I hear this voice saying, "You don't have to suffer. Like, you don't have to suffer anymore." And I was like, "Really? Like, I don't what? Like, I don't have to suffer anymore? Really?" And yeah, it was this like this moment that was so profound that I went out of the bathroom and then I actually was standing and I had this jacket on and I'd opened it up like wings. And I was flying. I was flying. And then I kept journeying, but I had these blue people like that I could see in this vision here, and they were taking me through the most magical lands, and I was just flying. Flying, flying. The shaman said to me later, "You were flying." And I was like, I know. How did you know? But I
It's
had
amazing how shamans can know those
yeah,
kind of things.
how they just know what's going on. And yeah, so that was a big moment. And I remember going out to this area, there was a pool, and I'd put my feet in the pool. And that's when I was just looking and I just started touching my legs and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like I really just something anchored deeper of like, this is my body. Like I've got to be conscious of this. Like, I am creating my own suffering. Like, what am um, so that yeah, that was a big piece, I would say, around the plants. And then over the years, it was the inner higher guidance that was kind of like, this is what you need to do. Like, stop smoking. This is it. You've quit a few times, but like, it just stop. This We've really got to look after this body. And it was actually having COVID by myself. I was going through a breakup. I'd moved house. I'd given my bed to someone because they needed a bed. And I ended up having this like futon-y thing that was on the ground, like this thick, but there was actually mold like under it. And there was mold in this place in the valley that I was staying in, and I was sick, like on the floor, like proper, like there you are, like rock bottom vibes. I actually wrote this really cool song from that space, which was called Lost Love, about yeah, me having to be the one that saved myself. And yeah, that was a big moment. And then I moved. I tried to move to the Sunshine Coast. I remember we were talking at that time. You were a big guidance piece for me in that point of like what I was trying to do. And my partner, Tani, who came along the same time that I moved, basically. We were kind of in each other's orbit, friends. But then as soon as I left, the universe had other plans to pull me right back there. And it's been her support in a really, really big way for me to get healthier and to prioritize my health and prioritize my career in a way that I just hadn't been able to, or hadn't had that support in that way before, Like, it's like, "Babe, you shouldn't be in pain. Like, you shouldn't be in pain all the time." And I'm like, "Really? Like, isn't everyone just in pain?" Like, chronic, like, just pain in the body, like, every day. I was just always in pain. So yeah, that support felt like a very big piece as well that allowed me to face it and face it layer by layer. And every time it came around, and then, starting to go to the gym and just doing whole foods, and she just supported with cooking us whole foods and really like, yeah, getting me off sugar in a really big way. 'Cause that was the latest thing, is that my life now is, like, 95% whole foods, and when I, like, fall, like it was just recently in the last month, September, I had about a 2-week period where, I don't know, some old wound was activated, and I'm just like, "I want McDonald's." Like, "What?" Like, I was like, "What? Where did you come from? What is this? I want sugar." Like, like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Mm.
And yeah, I just remember anyway, it was a time really feeling that. I'm like, "Okay, we're trying to get to the bottom of the barrel here. We're trying to get to the core thing, because no matter how much change I make, if I'm not, like, really just being able to be with this little part of me that feels so unsafe in the world, like, just I feel good in the world, but, like, there's a little, we call her little Katie because 'cause I'm Trilla now, but, little Katie's inside of me. She was terrified of the world in some capacity. So in wonderment and so excited about everything, but this part that just became unsafe. So just been really spending time with that, and yeah, holding myself
Mm.
in
Thank you.
containment for my emotions, and being able to choose health and choose connection, choose connection. When you fall into like a window where your addiction or whatever the thing is that's trying to call you back, that's just the thing that gets right in the way of being connected to source, being connected to your partner, being connected to life, really. It's like you don't want that. It's still just trying to protect you in the most backwards way. So
Yeah, it's a curious part of being human, right? Like that the illusion of, well, if I do this thing that disconnects me, I will be happy. But then,
I'll be safe. I'll be like, yeah, maybe, yeah, it's totally not happy though, right? Like I'll be numb. I'll be I won't have to face this feeling, which is awesome when you face the feelings though.
mm. And so music is a key thing for you when in facing that feeling?
Yeah. I mean, especially anxiety. There was this loop I had that it faced as, I mean, it came out as sort of like relational anxiety or anxious attachment, but it felt like I was dying. There was this part where I'm like, "Whoa!" I could feel this part. I could feel the part that felt like it needed something to make me feel safe, and I it took me 2 days. This was like a year ago. It took me 2 days for my guitar to finally I'm like, "Oh," that's how deep that wave was like, as soon as I started playing and I just sang the truth and it just came out, I was like, "I'm afraid," and it just, yeah, alchemized. So, yes, music alchemizes. I do forget sometimes, as we all do. We forget our own medicine. "Did you take your medicine?" "No." "What?"
Yeah, that's right.
"Have you
Yeah,
had
that's
water? Have you breathed? Have you
mhm.
slowed down? Are you like"
No, no, but I tried everything else. It's like, oh, those things, right?
Oh,
I,
the main things that, yeah, give life.
y
Yeah.
yeah, the simple things. It's like, "Oh, okay. Breathe, feel, be present." And this morning, I was thinking, "Oh, I haven't played guitar for weeks." Like, I've just been in big, big work sprint here in our business, but I'm like, "Oh, I haven't played." So I just sat down and played guitar, and my fingers, it was like, "Oh, actually, we're not very connected." I can hear it. I know what I want them to do, but they're not quite doing it yet. So I was like, okay, it's time to come back to music and just bringing that in as a daily practice because I love it. I love it. I feel more like myself. And there's something about sitting and playing even one or two songs where it shifts my brain state in some way.
Yep. I feel you. So I feel the same with playing and singing, really. It's like the times especially when you feel like, like, I'm
Hmm.
too tired,
Yeah.
just, and then you just yeah, once you let yourself, I'm like, that gives life. It
Mm.
does, resets. It's so life-giving. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you've been doing with your choir.
Yeah, I've got choir tonight, actually.
Mhm.
Very s
What's the choir called again?
resonance choir
Resonance.
every Tuesday in Tallebudgera Valley. Yeah, it's really cool. There was 1 week I've got about 90 people in the WhatsApp group for it.
Wow.
Now I was trying to get everyone to come at the same time, and just people that are, like, fence sitting, like, this is the thing about singing, like, I do this for work. I have 6 clients at the moment that I work one-on-one with, and I'm, like, doing the choir, and I'm doing gigs, and I've got a new song coming out soon. I'm, like, kind of doing all of these things. I feel very, very busy, very full at the moment. Um, but the singing is so it was actually I think it was the start of the year when I just said to Tanya, I'm like, I'm in a hall. Okay, I gotta do something. And everyone, they're just coming over and we're all singing. Like, what is that? It's like, oh, there's a choir. We'll call it a choir. Why not?
Yeah.
And yeah, the freedom and liberation and fun for people to do that, that people are saying it's like their favorite part of the week. And it's really cool. And there was 1 week a few weeks back where I didn't advertise it. So I always just put one message on I put one story on my Instagram and then I put a message in the WhatsApp group. That's it. And I often get, like 15 people a week, something like that. But yeah, I forgot to do it 2 weeks ago and I was going through it. There was lots going on. I was really full. And only 3 people turned up and I was like, cool. All right, what's this for? And we really got to, yeah, drop in on a whole new level, and one of the people had a life-changing experience who's now, like, wants to sing at a show that I'm putting on a showcase, like, "Can I work with you so I can do this showcase because you unlocked this thing for me?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Mhm. Yeah.
Way the safety of that and with the voice. So I'm really passionate about, like, unlocking the voice, but there's a big new age movement of, like, "It doesn't matter how you sound, free your voice, blah, blah, blah," and yes, that's step 1, but I'm like, "That's not my work." My work is actually everyone can sound good, and it feels better when it sounds good. It actually, like, heals your own body, and it feels amazing. So let's do that. Like, that's what is possible. Everyone I've ever worked with, it's like, can always improve the voice, not so you can be a great singer, but so it is healing for you, and it's also yeah, it's spreading joy and it feels better.
What do you think it is about the resonance of it that's healing? Like, feel free, just whatever comes to mind.
It literally vibrates through your body. Like the singing, it's not just like where it can vibrate and release pain, but it actually just frees your soul. It actually allows you to feel more embodied. It just drops you into your heart. You know, it's pretty like it's like scientific. There's actually scientific evidence that I don't really go on about it. I can't think of it right now, but I've read it all a bunch, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm more just like, oh, sing. It feels good. And I was riffing with some friends the other night, and we're like, why doesn't anyone sing like this anymore? I'm like, it's fun.
Yeah,
We're doing
yeah,
that at choir too. I'm like, all right, let's drop into some angel sounds.
mhm,
And everyone just lights up. I'm like, there is a resonance here. Like, why don't people sing like this anymore? It's
mm,
healing. It's actually really healing. The
yeah,
opening of it, like the sending the breath. It's like oxygen. It's like breathing. Breathing with intention and sound is like the center of the universe. So we can do that. Everyone can do it. We're all these like walking instruments.
yeah, true, true. Yeah, I remember that, yeah, resonance for places. So, dive bars are made for grungy guitars and those and drums and those kind of sounds, and cathedrals are made for the angels. And I feel like we probably don't have those spaces like we used to, where people would go to church and sing in vast spaces, where now a lot less people go to church.
Yeah, feel like I've been creating my own church through singing and sound. Like there's a song of mine called the Spell Song. It's literally just singing is my church. And yeah, that's what I did when I did my event. Spell Song was like people were calling a church. It was actually just like, great, come and be accepted for who you are with love, and we're all just gonna sing and sound together. It's everything. I think in Africa, they don't have a word for depression because they just sing and dance like that. They're like, "No, no, you sing, you dance.
Yeah.
We alchemize our stuff through movement and sound."
Yeah.
So it's so profound, and it's yeah, somehow it still seems a bit woo-woo to people. And I'm like, "No, it's actually just biological, like,
Mm,
sing, it'll make you feel better."
yeah. Yeah, the human nature and ancient ways of movement and singing and being. There's just something to that that's so fundamental to being at peace as a human being.
Yeah, and that's something going over to Europe recently and in Paris and in Italy and in, England, just the churches that they're everywhere, and they're so beautiful, and they're just like, there's a culture that, like, we don't seem to have that here either as much. It's I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, a lot of, if I think of Australian churches, like lots of them are small. Like my mind goes to regional little towns where there's these small churches.
Community rooms, like, yeah, they're not even, like,
They're not,
beautiful churches.
yeah. Whereas those big churches, they're made for sound, made for it. And the technology with which they were making those places for sound, and even in the Middle East and their spaces that they use, it was like, wow, these things are made for sound. Extraordinary, the understanding of sound and vibration.
Mhm. Yeah, it's very curious that it seems to be lost in translation now, or just distraction everywhere else. Like,
Yeah,
I feel that it's a
I
very
think that's changing.
yeah, it is, it is. I feel it's a very fundamental thread of our humanity and our healing, is
Mm,
to remember that we all yeah, we all have the access to be healing ourselves.
mm. Yeah, but if I think to, in my teens, 20s, early 30s, it wasn't like it is now, where I can sit in the cafe and the 16-year-old sitting next to me are talking about self-judgment. And I'm like, I didn't even know what self-judgment was until I was 40.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, the wave of our of our consciousness and how yeah, how self-aware we are now. It is surprising. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do see the lack of movement. like screens and the lack of connection, especially living in Sydney where there's 8 million people and go on. I've only been on the bus once in peak hour, but I was on the bus. I was the only person looking out the window, and
Yeah.
every other person, and it was one of those double length buses. Every single person I could see was on their phone. Like, wow. No one person talking. I watched a movie with my wife last night and they were on a bus and there was all these people talking to each other on the bus as part of the scene. And I was like,
Mm.
wow, that doesn't happen anymore. It was a 90s movie and it's like, yeah, that just doesn't happen. Now everyone's got their earbuds in and scrolling
Yep.
podcasts. But
Yep.
if you're on the bus listening to these podcasts right now, you're doing the right thing, of course.
Of course. When it's yeah, when it's when it's beneficial.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button.
But yeah, that's part of the inspiration and passion that I've, really been involved in community so much with the offerings that I have and the events that I put on because it's so important. It's so important to, like, leave your phone at home or in the car. Like, when I go somewhere, I leave my phone in the car a lot. I'm like, "Get off me." Just, like, I feel the frequency of it. If it's in my hand for too long, Tony actually carries around a stand when she's on her phone, like, just touching it. I'm like, "Whoa." When I did a water fast recently, I picked my phone up after about 20 hours of not touching it. And I, like, picked it up and I was like, "Ah!" Like,
Mhm.
actually felt felt it, like, enter, like, this current through my arm, like, instantly. I was like, "Wow, wild." Anyway, yeah, more and I think another part for me, I was feeling into that, like, just around to the turning point part. At the start of last year, I went to a retreat called The Embodied Heart. It's a local Northern Rivers, um, person, Bella Crowder, who puts it on, and it is all about just, like, just being, feeling, just being you. Nothing wrong here. Like, I'm in charge of me. It's insane. And there was a really cool moment that happened at one of the workshops I went to, and it's like the veil fell away from everyone, and you could all just really look at each other without any of the stuff in between. And I just find that so special. That's what I'm seeking all the time, and that's what I feel like I get to when I'm on stage too, and what I set the room up to be, is for everyone to just, like, go, "Oh, I don't need my armor here." Like, "Oh, alright.
Mm.
Oh, I'm exposed, but it feels safe, but it feels scary. Like, what is this?" And we just, like, get to be with each other and, like, really just see each other. I find that just so important in real time. And it is also amazing, like, being able to look at you right now through the screen. It's like it's amazing. I do lots of client calls on Zoom, and I feel like it really nothing gets lost there. You can feel the connection, you can feel the energetic. It's beautiful, but yeah, coming together in person, singing and dancing. Come on, let's do it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Which, me talking to you here, even though it's across Zoom, it's like feeling the expansion of consciousness that happens.
Mm.
And I often have that. The the I think in 2020, like when COVID happened, people got trained not to go out, not to be around other people. And there was a real, in the music industry, right? Like it was like, where's everybody gone? Even when all the silly stuff finished, it was like, where's everybody? It's taken a long time for people to really come back.
Yeah, into the world.
Mm. Yeah.
I had a NDIS client once who we went into the city in Brisbane, and he was like, "Whoa, those windows, like, there's all people inside of those." And he started to, like, clock it not on his Minecraft, like, not on the game. It's like the game, but there's, like, people in there, real people. I'm like, "Oh my gosh," like, that your brain thinks of it that way. I'm more the other way, still just like, "Whoa, you could have this game or this screen that is this fake, like, simulation." And yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, perspective is such an interesting exercise.
Yes.
I was thinking before when you were speaking, I was thinking about the momentum of the mind, right?
Mm.
Like it takes us out of presence and how, for example, the health and food and substances and things like when it feeds that momentum of the mind, it can be so hard to pull it back. But then catching my words there, right? What's harder, being in the momentum of the mind or pulling it back? Well, actually, if personally, it's harder to be in the momentum of the mind than do the practices that require that. Well, the practices that support the presence. Yeah. Um, what's one practice that you really value and that you weren't doing when you were younger?
Doing it right now. Just as you said that, I was like, oh, through a conversation, we're like more in the mind, right? So in that sense, I felt like, oh, I actually want to slow down to the pace of my heart. So I just took some breaths and I just tell myself in my head, like slowing down. That was like a technique that I learned from the body tight retreat initially, just stuff that you already know, but to really actually have a practice where I can just realize I'm talking faster or I'm I've kind of left myself a little through where the mind is taking me. So I like to just, yeah, consciously lean back and actually just breathe and slow down and relax my muscles and just
Mhm.
yeah, and then I'm like, here I am. And now I can hear the wind again and I can feel the breeze and it's yeah, just noticing those things because otherwise we miss it. And I see it all the time in the world and how fast the world is. Was one of the biggest lessons from COVID that we kinda almost got, and then the world went, "Actually, no, let's go."
Yeah,
You know,
went back into the momentum, like
I was
that.
like, "Oh, we missed it." It was I loved that
Mm,
experience. It's like, "Whoa, what happens if we slow down?" It's like we actually slow down time, though.
mm.
When you come to presence, there's this little pockets of infinity inside of a real, like, present moment. It's magic. We wanna stay there more, but but also the mind is seductive and we wanna talk shit and we wanna like
Yeah, it likes to be recognized and have its moment in the sun. The, the when you're on stage and you find yourself quickening, shall we say, the same practice for you? Is it slow down, play a slow song? Do you have something that you do?
Yeah, it's actually really cool because something I've noticed for myself inside of all the work I've been doing is that I feel pretty dropped in now from the moment I play. I remember it used to feel like, "Alright, the last 3 songs, I was finally there." Or I took, I was like, "Whoa," or I used to rush through songs actually, always would listen back and I would even play the songs faster. I was like, "Ooh." So, yeah, my practice now is really just, "Here I am. This is me. I'm here." And I just take to the stage and I just really, like, take it in. It's actually a moment at the Bruns pub when I played a gig there, and I'm like talking to Tani on the drive down, I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna set an intention for the show." Like, yeah, we just riffed on that idea. So I even said it into the mic. I was like, my intention tonight is to connect with you all and have fun and share my heart and my music." And just, yeah, I find just slowing down and speaking from the heart is it. And if I leave myself a little, my favorite place in the world becomes not that. If I've left myself completely, it can become my personal hell. I could, I've been on stage before and I'm like, "Oh no, the sound doesn't sound good." And then I've let that trip me up. And then "Oh, I can't feel my heart," or like making it all wrong.
Mhm.
So it's a technique of actually just like nothing's wrong. Like just locate yourself, breathe. Yeah. And recently I played my song Bloom, which I thought was not a good song. I almost didn't record it. I was like, "This is just my own mantra that I wrote when I was really depressed, like this." And I remember Tiny's like, "You have to record it." I was like, "Really? Okay." I recorded that, and it just made it through in the songwriting prize, and at the semi-final on the Gold Coast a few weeks ago, you had to get up and share your song, and you had to talk about the story of the song. And then when she asked me, like, she's like, "So, like, what's the go? What's the story of this song?" Instead of just, "Well, I was in Hamilton Island and I just actually, like," I felt like I took the most uncomfortably long pause ever. Like, I actually asked Tanya later, I'm like, "Was that like a minute?" Like, and she's like, "No, I didn't even notice." I was like, "Right." But that's what it felt like to me because I actually just, like, took a breath, like, and then I just started looking around the room, and then I let myself really go there. I let myself actually speak from the most authentic truth of that place, of where I was when I wrote it. And the room started tearing up with me, and I started tearing up, and I was like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting that." I was just gonna say, "This song's about this." It's like,
Mhm.
no, no, no. And the difference that that made to then play and share my song, and I literally, like, had to choke back tears, like, at the start, I was like, "Oh my gosh," my voice was a bit fumbly, but people were like, "You made me cry," like, afterwards were coming up to me just that moment. I'm like, "That was my intention, actually." The whole night. It wasn't to get through to the grand final, which I actually did get through the grand final, which is amazing, but it was I wanted to just connect. I want people to feel the humanness, to feel and relate to how it feels to be human and how painful that can be, and that we're not alone, and that we're here in this moment. Let's just feel the impermanence of that, the impermanence of every moment together. It's profound and expansive, and people are terrified of it at the same time, so they prefer to jump back into their minds.
Yeah. Well, whereas, you know, we all do it, but it's so easy to get fooled by the mind into that jumping into the busyness and the protection and not
Making
realizing.
stories.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Good at. I know my mind's very, very good at making stories, and then I reject that the story's there, right? Which is for me that's a key piece. If I can see the stories there, okay, then I can bring in self compassion, and
Yes.
then the self compassion kind of diffuses things.
It
But
diffuses everything, right? Like, but if we're rejecting it, it's just causing more, yeah,
more
100%.
dissonance.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, "Ooh, this is a story."
Mm.
It may or may not be true. It's probably not true, actually, but this is a story that I have right now, and I wanna be mad about this thing. I can find more evidence, but also like, "Oh, I'm just gonna observe it, and I'm gonna choose love."
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so hippie, but man, I really feel like that is such a big piece in life to go, "Oh, wait, I love this person." Or, "Oh, wait, what are we doing here?"
Hmm.
Just real
Yeah.
quick, I had this story about this road rage thing that happened once, and my partner's son was in hospital at the time, so we were going through stuff, and I was trying to get home to her, and this car just started following me, like, riding my ass, and I was like, "What is going on?" I ended up pulling over right before I turned down my street, all the way deep into the valley, and I get out of the car, I'm standing in the middle of the road, I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then she starts, like, going off at me, and I'm like, wait, what is happening here?" And I felt all of this, like, anger and tension, and I managed to slow it down in myself enough to just look at her, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" Like, actually, like, we're just, like, not being very nice to each other right now. I don't really understand, like, what's like, me personally, I'm trying to get home to my partner because it's a big time for her, and there's some stuff going on, and that I'm just trying to get home. And then she opened up and said, "My dad just passed away a week ago." And this moment of connection and what was possible, and she, like, reached out for my hand and, like, said, "I love you," basically. I feel like she said that. I don't know if she did, but that was the feeling. It was just like, ah. It's possible. I might be delusional in it, but, like, the war and everything, like, just love, man. So hippie of me, but I've felt it, I've experienced it. Pulled myself back from really dark feelings and moments just by, like, breathing into my heart and remembering that I just choose love here. Easier said than done, but it is really cool when you can do it.
Yeah. And what a great question to ask someone when they're angry. Are you okay? Because they're going to say, no, I'm not okay, likely in some way. They're like either with their behavior or in their words, and they're going to have a realization that actually I'm not okay. Oh, then possibly what am I doing with my behavior in this moment of me not being okay? And how am I projecting that on someone else?
Yeah, and I found that, like, leading with my own vulnerability, which, someone could just be like, "I don't give a fuck what's going on." I just didn't even I'm just like, "I'm just gonna lead with vulnerability. I'm gonna lead with
Mm,
truth here."
yeah.
That's just
Mm,
a permission. It's permission for the other person to do it, and we can meet on this human level. It's really
mm.
yum.
Yeah, and acknowledging you for leading and opening these doorways, not just for that person, but for many, 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 many people with you being courageous and being vulnerable, which our little inner critic brain, it gets activated when there's vulnerability and courage. It's kind of like, oh, my human is being vulnerable or courage. They might die. And so then it comes in and tries to make us shrink. But you've done so much work that you're able to navigate that. And so now I see you leading, right? Leading with your music and leading with the way that you are and your choir and the benefits of what people are experiencing, this conversation. Like this, anyone listening to this conversation right now, they're getting absolute value from this. And I have no doubt that they are sitting there and actually slowing down their breath. And it's like, slowing down. So acknowledging you for that gift of leadership and vulnerability and courage.
Mm, thank you. I'm receiving that. It's nice to receive it, but, "Oh, thank you." It's like, "No, wait, it's not finished."
Yeah. It continues on. It continues on. Yeah. So, coming to a close, and if people want to connect with you for mentoring or choir or music or show, how do they do that?
I mean, I definitely use Instagram as pretty much my main thing. Which is just Trilla_soul, SOL. And Trilla.au is my website. So everything is on there. Um, yeah, I offer mentoring for everyone, like for all pretty much. It's like, no, categorize it. No, it's actually like, where are you at? Have you ever written a song? No. Have you ever sung? Not really. Come on.
Have you
So I
written a
definitely
song?
wrote a
Come
song
on.
and go into the studio and then they're like, what the hell just happened? I'm like, yeah, cool. Or other people that are like, I have touch with it. It's just, yeah, it's really cool. So I'm loving that work so much. It's really filling me up a lot at the moment. And my music is on all the platforms. As much as I'd love to take it down from certain platforms,
You can name them. I name them.
yeah, Spotify,
Yeah.
Alpha will put up a post today that was about that. I'm like, resonated 100%. I'm like, I'm not taking it down because it reaches people. The whole point of what I'm doing is so that it's actually reaching people. And the amount of messages I get from people saying your music is saving me today, or your music, or on Christmas Day, I had messages saying, like, I'm alone this Christmas and your music is everything. I'm like, wow, like, I'm not taking it down. No way. It needs to reach as many people as possible. And it sucks that it's mixed in with the darkness, but so is everything. So, just want the light to keep keep shining
Yeah.
wherever it
Yeah.
can.
And that's a quandary that we all go through where, so for example, Spotify, I remember CDs, right? We would make more money in CD sales than the gig. Whereas now it's literally for me, I earn less than 10 cents a year from Spotify. Whereas we
Wow.
make hundreds from gigs, hundreds.
Yeah.
It's such a change. But then again, it's like, okay, for this work to be out in the world and people benefit from it, there's things about YouTube and Apple and Spotify that I don't like, and many other big corporations. But then again, it's okay. How do I work with that to help people and change consciousness and continue that? Not that I'm not that the world would be a very significant place, a different significant place in that way, but it's like that, just those little bits of moments where someone connects with something and shifts subtly. It's just like that. That's creating ripples, and those ripples just go out for generations, right? Like you change somebody that's a parent in some small way, they then pass that on to their child, who then passes on to their descendants. And it's like, this can go for hundreds or thousands of years. That someone, for example, picked up in a conversation with us about slowing down.
Mm.
So then they're like having something happen with their child, and they say, "It's okay. Take a breath. Slow down. Slow down." And it's like, wow, you just changed generations.
I don't think there's anything that slowing down can't fix, like, actually. It's like I've
Mhm.
really been testing it lately. It's like, "Alright, what happens if I just slow down here?"
Yeah, yeah. There's what's his name? Gay Hendricks. He has this great book called The Big Leap. Um, might be in one of his other books, but he talks about Einstein time, and that basically in that moment, if you're stressed and trying to rush, you're speeding up time. And if you slow down and be present, you actually slow down time and you will get things done. You will take care of everything that you need to do whilst slowing down and being present at the same time. So
And
that's a practice I've been doing.
I love that you like, I have that knowledge. I tell people that, but I didn't know where it was from.
Mhm.
I'm always like, "No, no, no, like, slow down. I know you think you need to get there and you need to leave home in, like, 2 minutes." Or it was a friend of mine that was saying was just trying to write. I'm like, "Hey, just, like, you actually will slow down time."
Mm.
Or yeah, it works. I started doing that if I felt like I was running late. I'm like, "If I go slower, I seem to get there before I would if I went faster. I don't know how this works." So I
Yeah,
kind of just experientially discovered that and was like, "Yeah, no, slow down."
yeah,
And
and
I still speed up. I still speed up, and I need to remind myself every
yeah,
day to slow
hmm
down.
yeah, and like all these things that we're talking about, it's a practice, and then it's not a perfection, and the self compassion
That's true.
that's so key. Just the self compassion. Ah, I'm a human. I sped up. I got stressed out. I honked at somebody. It's like, okay,
Raise my
self
voice.
compassion.
I didn't behave perfectly. Wow, okay. Loving me here. Yeah, loving me as I
Yeah,
am, right?
yeah, and it makes a big difference. Like I hear with you, with Tani, it makes a big difference having somebody that can do that with you as well as have a practice for themselves and remind you and believe in you that they see you. Like she sees you, and I've seen the shift since you two came together, and yeah, acknowledging her role and your commitment to the relationship, both of you, and how that's benefiting not just you guys, but many, 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 many people.
Yeah. Gotta face all the ugly stuff about ourselves and relationship and the other. Like, and it's a time that I feel like it's worth it. 100%. And the ability to just keep growing with someone and evolving and just mm, being more you, being more you, and being more you, and being more you. That's my favorite thing lately. Like you said before we started, what's your intention? Like, I just want to be the meest me that I am in every moment. And that was like the reel I posted for the Woodford thing yesterday. It felt like such a silly idea. And I'm like, oh, like the brain, if I listened to my brain, I wouldn't have done it. Literally wouldn't have done it. And then my friend was like, "No, no, no, like, I'll help." Like, 'cause like, "Will you help me film it?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah,
And
that's
then just
great.
don't think about it. Like, one take of everything. It was literally like, one take, one take, one take. All right, put it together. My client was pulling up, post. Like, that was it. Forgot about it. And
Yeah,
now it's like 10,000 views already in less than 24 hours. I'm like, "Oh, wow." That was just being in duteness. It was fun.
yeah. Yeah, see, people love it, love it, love the lightness, but also the non-attachment to numbers. And for me, most of my videos recorded in the moment, edited in the moment, posted before I can second guess, because what I'm seeing, other people aren't seeing. You know, there's a video I posted a few weeks ago, and I just woke up in the morning. I was so puffy, like my face, it was just like, and the video idea came, and I thought, well, I'll just record it anyway. And nobody commented how puffy my face was, even though I was like, I don't know if I should post this. Look at my face. That's ridiculous. But
I think
no
that
one
made me so
commented.
point. Look how puffy your face is.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no one even picked up on it. So thank you,
Yeah.
little inner critic, and trying to protect me, but we're good. Keep sharing the magic, and yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your magic, Trilla. I love
Thank
you.
you for being you. Thank you for always being one of those people that reflects my greatness to me. You always just everything that you say and the way you believe in me is a really beautiful pillar in my life as well. So thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for coming on the podcast. And I'll put links in the show notes so people can connect with you and go see Triller at Woodford Folk Festival at the end of December 2025. And
Yeah.
feel free to go say hello to this, yeah, very special person.
Mm.
So thank you.
Thanks, Ash.